people today. They could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. So your health lives longer.
This is just slow-mo karate?
Just slow-mo karate.
Your money lives longer.
I just bought that.
I just sold that.
And your happiness lives longer. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Welcome to AARP Illinois' virtual event. It's so wonderful to have you with us. AARP is on a mission to connect with individuals across various communities, especially those aged 50 and above. We're here to listen, understand, and address the unique needs of you and your community as we age. Our goal is to enrich your experience by expanding our local activities, providing opportunities for you to discover and engage with all that life has to offer right here in your own community and virtually. As we journey through today's event, we invite you to consider joining our dedicated team of AARP volunteers. It's a chance to make a meaningful impact and help us better serve those 50 plus across the nation. Connect with us and be a part of this vibrant movement toward positive change. Welcome, and let's make this event both fun and transformative.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alvaro Obregon, Associate State Director for Advocacy and Outreach at AARP Illinois. I'm really excited to be here with my very good friend, Raul Garcia from Sinai, Chicago. Raul and I have known each other for many, many years, even predating AARP, and we worked together on many things before. And I'm very excited to be here and continue working with Raul because of the great work that he does in the community. And at the end of our short talk, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to show rather a video that was made not too long ago, and it's all about our caregiving conference called Caminando Juntos. And Caminando Juntos is what we'll talk about, and I'll leave some of that conversation to them. But the point is that we're very honored to have been nominated for an Emmy Award for this short film that talks about our conference that's 8 years old. And so, Raul, you've been there from the very beginning. Maybe talk a little bit about what was it like in the community before Caminando Juntos Caregiving Conference.
Well, thank you, Alvaro, for inviting me not only to this presentation, but also, since the very beginning of our collaboration. And it has been a great adventure. I mean, for me, I have learned a lot through collaborations, with all the organizations that are participating. But, before that, I think that many people didn't know, what is the concept of caregiving, right? And many people didn't know that they were caregivers themselves. There's still many people that don't know, but that is our mission, right? That is our mission. But for those who have come to the presentations, to the conferences in person and virtual in the pandemic, I think that is more clear for them, to understand that there are, first of all, that they are caregivers for people they know are caregivers, and then to understand that there are many, many resources, especially in a city like Chicago. There are many resources coming from AARP and from the collaborators from other organizations, and I think we are, starting to make that change and creating that culture.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that I remember, right, was that there's information out there, right, but there's maybe not in Spanish, maybe not, maybe kind of spread out all over, right? So if you had to look for resources, you kind of had to scramble all over to find them, and the conference really helped to change that, no?
Especially in Spanish, when you mention in Spanish, there are community members that unfortunately they are not proficient in English. So when we present a conference that is completely in Espanol, it's very attractive, for them, because they feel that they are taken in consideration, and that they feel more comfortable to come and speak, and also to get connections with the organizations that are providing help.
Yeah. And I think that one of the things, Raul, that I really like about the conference is that, unlike, maybe, other, previously, right? Let's say, when people would sometimes go maybe to go to a presentation about caregiving or something, if they didn't speak English, they may have gone and they may have been lost, right? Or because they didn't understand things. Our conference kind of turned things around, right? So our conference is in Spanish, but at the same time, our conference also, we have professional interpreters who come, and so if we make sure that everybody, whether you speak Spanish or English, you're welcome at our conference, and you're going to get a lot of information back.
Yeah, it's usually the other way around, right?
Right.
I mean, all of the events are mainly,
if at all, sometimes
if
there's no translation. Yeah.
at all. And sometimes they are interpreted into Spanish. So this is different. So it's not only the language; it's also cultural. Because all of the organizations are coming with bilingual professionals that are offering the presentations and the services and flyers, information, contacts, etc., etc. So yeah, I think that has been great.
Yeah. And I think that we've helped to also, you mentioned it a few minutes ago, right? A lot of people don't identify as caregivers. It's not a typical word that we use in our conferences, specifically for family caregivers, people who are taking care of a loved one and are not getting paid, right? I mean, people who are doing it completely out of love, and people have had a difficult time. I myself, I'm a caregiver for my 93-year-old mom and my 86-year-old uncle, and it's tell us a little bit about family caregiving, for Latinos.
Well, I mean, it's a long tradition, and there are some stereotypes, but sometimes the stereotypes are reflecting some truths, right? So there's this stereotype that Latino families, don't take their loved ones, to los asilos, right? I mean, to that kind of care, because we can take care of them, right? Somos cuidadores, even it's a relatively new word for us. So we in our nuclear family system, many times we prefer to have our seniors at home, right? And culturally, we feel that it's a little too cold and too practical, to take them to a center, a senior center, for caregiving, and that's something like we feel is our responsibility, and it's also our pleasure, right? Because many times, the stories that we always share with someone that probably we lived with them, all of our life, or they took care of us as grandparents or parents when we were kids. So we want to keep enjoying their company, right? So I would say in general, I mean, this is in general, right? But of course, I mean, for those families who make the decision to take them somewhere else, we have to provide the information. There are some other things that we offer at the conference. So, for example, the legal, procedures that have to be taken care of, for when they're gone, right? And this is also something that we don't talk about much in the Latino community, right? When we say, well, Why do I have to ask them to write their will? They're gonna be thinking that I want them to die and I want to take over their possessions. But these are things that we need to do, right? And
Right.
we offer that at the conference, and also the kind of tools like the do not resuscitate. I'm sorry, do not resuscitate agreement, and in case is needed. I mean, all of those things that we don't think about in our regular lives, and that is something that we have to do. We offer that too, and people like it, right? People like to get those resources.
Yeah, and I think that traditionally, I think that there's a lot of beauty in the way that that in the Latino community, for the most part, we keep our loved ones at home, right? But it also adds another layer of stress, and so because we may not seek out certain things because they're at home and taking care of them, and but one of the big ones is obviously the mental stress, right? I mean, one of the last things that AARP says, right, is that don't forget to take care of yourself, right? And so we have also workshops that help people take care of themselves, right? And that mental health aspect, because sometimes you do it out of love, you take care of your loved one, but that's also adding a lot of stress because you still have your own job, you still might be taking care of your own family, your own other needs, and then on top of this, you have this other layer that you're taking care of a loved one who's aging or sick. So our conference is coming up, Raul. What do you want people to know about caregiving and or about Caminando Juntos, caregiving conference?
Well, I mean, we want you to come, of course. I mean, we're gonna have this event on Saturday, November 1st, at Arturo Velasquez Institute, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun because we are always making people, asking people to participate, right? I mean, it's not only about the presentations, but it's also about what they are bringing to the table, right? I mean, we want to hear their experiences. I mean, we usually have a very good facilitator at the beginning, of course, Alvaro, and usually we have somebody from the media, and we want to hear you, right? I mean, I think it's a great event for people to just come and listen, but also talk. I mean, if you want to share your experience as a caregiver, this is the place, right? And if you want to do it in Spanish, this is also the place. And get resources, get our contact information for all the different partners making this possible with the lead, of course, of AARP and Alvaro. And yeah, please come. Los esperamos.
Yep. And this year we're going to do it hybrid, so we'll be there in person. We'll be there also through video, through online. If you're in person, you're gonna get much more of the experience because there will be much more workshops. But we will be streaming, so make sure that you sign up for it. And it is a wonderful conference. And I just want to thank you, Raul, for your leadership for these past 8 years. This will be our 8th conference. I want to thank all of our partners that have been with us as well. Alivio Medical Center, Casa Central, Rush Alzheimer's Disease Center, Sinai Chicago, of course, Raul, for doing this year after year. And people have heard about kind of like the background of our conference, but what it comes down to really is those personal stories of caregiving. And so I would say, without further ado, let's watch the Emmy Award nominated short film, Caminando Juntos.
She was a really good mom to all of us. She gave me unconditional love. 2011, he had diagnosed her with dementia. I get there one day and her stove is on and she's got a cutting board right next to the stove and it's kindling. And the flame was just full blast. And I said, Mom, I said, I don't think you can live alone anymore. And ready? Hold on, let me get this on. One piece at a time. I knew nothing about caregiving. I wish I knew about resources. I wish I knew like the mental capacity that you need for these hard days.
I know so many people that are in this situation. I have become a caregiver for my mom, who is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Growing up in a Latino family, it was very typical, very normal, you know, to see your grandparents age and have their children take care of them. And it's just a belief that that's what we do. We take care of our elder.
It's a little bit of a foreign word for us to say caregiver, right? So when I joined AARP, you know, I learned about family caregivers, how much of a backbone to our society caregivers provide. We felt very strongly that the Spanish-speaking Latino community was missing something, and that something was were these resources in their language. So first of all, thank you, everybody. We had another successful Caminando Juntos.
This was the 7th year of the conference, Caminando Juntos, or walking together. We have to work together, you know, because there is so much need that only one organization, you know, wouldn't be able, you know, to do it on their own.
When we come together, I think we just make it stronger, and then we support each other.
Well, let's push it over a little closer for you. You want some more rice?
I'm lucky to work at AARP where I can say, hey, you know, I'm going to take some caregiving hours so that I can take my mom and my uncle, my aunt, you know, to the doctor. But most people don't have that. There are days when, like, it gets to me that I feel like, how am I going to make it through the day? But it's not in a negative way. It's just this enormous love for somebody.
Do you remember when you used to brush my teeth when I was a baby?
Yes.
Those moments when she's checked in or she tells me some little memory, like, they're worth it all. Yeah, it's got its rewards.